Okay, I'm going to show you how this belt grinder works. This is a 1" / 2" by 48" belt grinder. She has variable speed. Right there at 2 on the speed control, you're getting about 200 feet per minute. And she cuts steel. She's capable of cutting it much better. One of the incorporated features on this is a knife sharpener. Back off the tube, slide her in, get her where you want her, and lock it down. That's close enough. We're not actually making a blade here. God, I can't see without those glasses on. Okay. My hands aren't very strong, so I have difficulties these days clamping things. This is our guide. I could do a much better job on this, but this is what I got right now. What I did here is mark a piece of soapstone line on here so we could see. So we could see where we are actually putting our straight edge here. Coaster, if you will. Grab one of these high-dollar Harbor Freight magnets. Just a piece of steel I got. Nothing fancy. One of the advantages of this being aluminum is our magnet's not going to give us grief. Get it in there, push it against your backer. You can literally keep doing that until you stop getting grindement. At that point, you're at your set point. Little one. Give me a couple tries. We're getting an edge. This piece of 1/8" stock I did the other day when I was actually paying attention. And And it gave me a pretty decent cut without any practice at all. This is just my first time out. You could actually cut with that sumbitch. It's sharp enough to cut something. There's something. See if we can cut a piece of paper with it. Probably. Yeah, it cuts. Kind of surprising because you can still put your fingers on it. But with a 600 grit belt on here, you turn this, put a razor's edge on that son of a gun. I don't see that being a problem. Okay, let's get, I got a sticker, figures. Let's get rid of this crap. And we'll put her back like she was. Loosen your deck mount. Loosen your deck. Pull her out. Now, hanging over here is a spacer. This is 42 thousandths. Just stick it under there like so. Go ahead and tighten her up. That gives you an automatic 90 degrees. She's set for flat. So you don't have to fight with it. There. Okay. This belt grinder can run 1-inch or 2-inch belts. This backing, well, there goes the bolts. This backer right here, you simply take these two bolts out, slide the backer off, slide this one on, push it down, get your belts off. Yeah. And stick a 1-inch belt back on it, and you're in business. Okay? The shield here, made come off pretty easy. Just take this knob loose, slide it backwards, that's off. Then you take the actual shield off. There's a wing nut right here. Back off the wing nut, because it's what actually tensions it. Then take this spinner nut off of there. Now you have access to the machine. Okay. This machine also works in a horizontal position. Got to take the retainer bolt out. Notice that's a bolt and it was tight. Keeps this thing from shaking. Flip her over. Where's my screwdriver? We need this out. Ugh. Slide your little demophlogy back in. I can't see what the hell I'm doing here. I really need to put my bifocals on. Turn your deck around, stick her right back on, slide her in there. Tighten your nut. Then, we have a spacer here, because I did not want to stack two side by side. Inside the spacer, here's this. These holes are drilled and tapped just to store the screws in. So you don't have to go hunt for the damn things. I'm not a guy that's always in a hurry, so I really don't care how long this sort of thing takes me. But this old deck riser here goes on here, like so. We got two screws come up from underneath. There goes a screwdriver. Wow, I can almost find that. And you really screw it down, and you're ready to start working horizontally. I gave thought to using this for the edge to drag your blade along for that blade sharpener, but these spacers get in your way. So that's not a viable thing. It wouldn't work. You'd be banging your fingers on them all the time. What we have here, the motive power for this, if you will, is a 10 amp buffer from Harbor Freight. When I bought it, it was $30. They bumped them up to 40 now. But we use those to polish Airstreams. I was using the DeWalt's. DeWalt's are about $100 a piece. And quite frankly, they don't last any longer than these. And we're not out here polishing one for half an hour and going away. Once that polisher kicks on, it's running for a week. These Harbor Freight buffers, we generally get a season out of each one. I didn't realize that when I bought them the first time, so I bought a half a dozen of them. And quite frankly, that was 7, maybe 8 years ago. We have since retired, me and my wife, and having done so, we no longer need buffers. which is actually a cool thing. Your belt, you can change your belt handily just by taking that off. It's easier. I put that flange on the side because it catches sparks, keeps them out of your face. And just, it seemed worth it to me. Go back to a regular position. You got to take your deck back out, turn it back around. This is to compensate for the flip over so that we still have deck on both sides. And put our little spacer in there, I forgot, because I just wanted to be done with it. There. That automatically sets it at 90. And as far as I'm concerned, that saves you a pretty good battle. Because sometimes getting it trued at 90 can be difficult. This one, don't lose that nut. I already lost it once. Took me a while to find it. Finally stepped on it. That's how I found it. I even tried dragging the magnet around, and somehow I managed to miss it more than once. My objective building these is to build belt grinders economical enough that pretty much anybody can afford one. The price point I'm working on is $200 for one of these 48s. The problem that I'm up against is the wheels. The wheels for these things are pretty much $100 a set. Pretty much $100 a set, and as long as they're $100 a set, it drives the price of the grinder up. Ah, damn it, moved again. This, note the hole, just slips over the hinge pin for the tracking device. Slide it up on here, go get your snazzy little knob, and screw the knob in. That holds it in place. We got bees today. Let me get the camera off of here so I can show the rest to you. Got to remember how to do this. There. Now I can show you the rest. Here's your controls. Just a little round speed control here. You got 6. What I found is if you go below 2, she starts pulsing. And it's going so slow as to be useless. This is just where I hung that thingamajigger. That spacer to me is worthwhile. It just saves you having to fight for 90 degrees. You have it almost on impact. Other than that, this is a pretty cool little machine. The buffer is a 3000 RPM 10 amp buffer. We're running a 5-inch driver and 3-inch tracker. Our ultimate speed at full speed ahead, somewhere in the range of 4,700 feet per minute. It's plenty quick enough. It'll run a ceramic belt if you wanted it to. The way it's put on here, note my spacers. I used 3/4 for the one that goes on the grinder, on the buffer, and then I had to put a 1/4-inch spacer there because it was hitting the body a little bit. This is the 4th one I built, and what I did on the first 3 is I just spaced those out with 2 pieces of bar stock. Yeah, what I did since then, called my buddy over here at Crossville Metal Fab and had him cut me a piece of 3x1. That will eliminate the spacer there and make that just one less piece to fight with. I can build one of these from start to finish in about a week if I actually paid attention to it. I work about 4 or 5 hours a day, but I also spend an awful lot of time drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, and playing on Facebook. So I imagine 24 hours, somewhere between 16 and 24 hours I could build one of these if I actually tried. That's including cutting the steel and everything. The hinging on it, it's just stock hinges. I got these from a guy at the flea market. I give him $1 a piece for them. I bought 20 of them. That's a seriously tight hinge. They have similar ones at Lowe's, but they get $17 a piece for them. I ain't paying that. Anyway, this is what I got. This one will run a little bit more than the next. Some weather's broken now. I'm going to start out in the foundry. My intention is to make my own tracker, driver, and idlers. The idlers are no problem. The tracker's no problem. The driver, I had to buy larger crucibles because my crucible just doesn't hold enough aluminum to make those. My forge does, my furnace does, but my crucible doesn't. Anyway, my price point, this one here I'd have to sell for about $300. But if I can get my own wheels made, I can see me getting that price down to $200. I'm not trying to get rich. All I'm trying to do is help people get into this hobby. Not everybody can afford $1,000 for a belt grinder. Holy crap. That pricing's just off the scale as far as I'm concerned. It's too much money. This is my second 272 I built since I built this shop. This little shop's been up here, maybe 5 years, coming on 6, somewhere in there. I don't know. I probably should write that date down somewhere. This is my real shop down here. But I don't go down there. Because if I open that door, people will try and drive in my front yard with motorhomes in. I don't want them here. I'm done with that crap. Yeah, there we go. Chair. 55 years is enough for anybody. Anybody got any questions, just PM me. Talk to you then. Bye.